Welcome in to the Stone and Wood post show of what has been a massive day down at Winky Pot. We saw the women out there, we saw the men, we saw a lot of upsets go down today. A couple of Bells champions out of the draw. We're talking Tyler Wright, we're talking Carissa Moore. They are completely out of action. Ferreira just got knocked out of the draw this afternoon as well. We've got so much to break down here. My name is Jessie Starling and I cannot wait to break it down with Rich Lovett and Flick Palmatier. Guys, you got to break it down firsthand. You sat in here all throughout the day. Rich, I'm going to start with you. The standout moment for you today. Tell me about what it was.
Oh my gosh. I just have to go to Gabriel's performance up against Idolo. That heat in its entirety was so entertaining. Got a little slow towards the end, but I mean, we got enough juice out of it in the opening sort of 10 to 15 minutes. So that was incredible. I'll just stick with that one. There were so many highlights, but yeah, I'll pass it on to Flick.
You stole my moment.
Oh, no, sorry.
How dare you? How dare you? So now I'm going to go back to the post show and have a look. Look, you know what? Okay, I'm going to go back to the opening heat of the day. Erin Brooks, she didn't advance through the heat, but she kept, charging right up until that last moment and really put on an epic display on the backhand, dropped an 8.9. And I think it was just showing what was possible for the goofies out there pretty much at Winky Pop today, because traditionally it's a fast wave, caters to the forehand. And yeah, she got it done in the backhand. It was cool.
Well, speaking of the goofies, one guy who was incredible out there today, Miguel Pupo, took down George Pitar. So, Rich, how's the heartstrings? A little bit sore after this one. This was what looked to be a great start for George here. George
was absolutely ripping in this heat and looked like he was in full control. It's some of the best surfing I've ever seen him do with a jersey on. And yeah, this one was had the crowd really sitting on the edge of their feet. George really just extracting every point out of the waves that he rode. And I think the difference is Miggy got the better waves and then surfed them up as well. So taking nothing away from Miguel's performance, it was absolutely amazing. This was just one of those heats where it was a bummer for someone to lose.
Honestly, and Flick, George, he had that 15 points set out at the very first 10 minutes of this heat, and Miggy just came firing back here.
Yeah, talk about composure, right? He really sat and waited, and these two waves came to him, the 8.5 and the 8.27, probably within the space of 10 minutes, and it was right towards the back half of the heat. To your point, Rich, there were bigger waves that were just that little bit of slower pace that really allowed him to square up off the bottom, and yeah, bigger waves, obviously more energy. He was able to transfer that into those turns, and yeah, Coach Adriano absolutely stoked with that result as he's moving on through to the quarters. But yeah, healthy heat totals.
Oh, absolutely. 16.77 for Miggy. Chatting to Sammy earlier in the week, and he was saying Miggy was really nervous for his first round heat. Looked fine in round three here, Rich.
No, he looked so good, and credit to him. That was a hard matchup. Regrettably, we lose our last remaining Aussie out of the men's side of the draw, which is a bit upsetting. But anyway, I mean, you can't deny good surfing. The Brazilians have been strong in this one.
And obviously, now we look at the quarterfinals. 4 of those men in the quarterfinals are all Brazilian. Flick, did you see this unfolding? How's the fantasy team going?
My fantasy team's cooked. Thanks for asking. Thanks. But what I did foresee is Idolo and Gabby, going pretty far into the draw. And when we saw the clash of the Titans this afternoon, that heat absolutely lived up to expectations. I did foresee Gabby going pretty deep into the draw too. So yeah, the Brazilian storm is well and truly in full force.
Yeah, let's break down this clash of the Titans. Rich, this was everything we wanted it to be.
Yeah, it was incredible. And both surfers on fire. Felt like one of those heats where they were bringing the best out of each other. They've done it before. They've matched up a bunch of times, and I think it's 7-5 maybe or something like that. I think Idolo's still got the nod, but Gabriel's coming. And well, Gabs, he only rode 2 waves, but they were incredible. One of them was an 8.33, and just check out this air. Pumps, 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 and then bang. Full 360 rotation in the air, smooth as silk landing.
On the backhand too. I mean, okay, let's just check out this one, because what in the world? He had no business, Idolo, in making this air. I don't even know how you judge that. I mean, it was actually great judging, I will say, for these 2 moments, but Holy, this heat, they bring the heat.
Yeah, it was this wave here that just had the perfect pace to it, and Gabrielle started to just sink those rails in a little deeper. Just look at the fans of spray coming off his board, and surf this one to completion. So rock solid, and that basically shut the door. And then Italo just unluckily didn't really get a chance to respond in the end, just due to lack of waves. But that heat total for Medina, 15.60. He felt good about that. He was quite animated in the post-heat interview as well, where we really, you know, he's invested. He's going for the title.
This is going to be one of those heats where it's going to come back and be vault footage in 10, 15 years time. That was such an incredible matchup between these two guys. Can't believe Italo's out of the draw. Felipe's out of the draw as well. So many heavy hitters so far. But Medina, it's like he's never left, really.
No, he was in prime form today, and that competitiveness, the juices are already flowing, which, you know, signals danger for the rest of the field as we go through the rest of the year. But well, have a look at this, the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach finals bracket. What are you liking, Flick?
The top half of the draw intrigues me because no one in the top half has the big bell. So that is cool. So we're going to, you know, see someone make that final and potentially have a swing of it. Bottom half of the draw, obviously, yeah, it's just, hang on a second, I've excused myself. I'm going to say everyone there, right? It's really going to be exciting. But yeah, look, at the top half, it intrigues me. Griffin, Kanoa, I feel like that's a matchup that's been going on for the ages. I feel like they've been battling it out for years. And I mean, Iago, obviously the current world champ, taking on Leia, who was in absolutely blistering form this afternoon with that 8.5. And then quarter four, I mean, you've got Gabby Medina taking on all Brazilian showdown, Sammy Pupo, who's been in fine form.
Yeah, I really love exactly what Sammy Pupo's been bringing to this event so far. Taking on a guy like Gabby Medina, I feel like that's going to be a really incredible matchup. It's going to push Sammy to the limits. And he's the only guy left standing from the Challenger Series who's made it back onto the tour. He's in the draw. He's in quarterfinal heat number 4, and he's down there on the glass with Borno.
Thank you, Jess. Sammy, that's your second heat at Winky in this Rip Curl Pro, and another good result, mate.
Yeah, true. I mean, I've done so many hits at Winky for some reason. Most of my contests here at Bells most of the hits were at Winky, so I'm kind of used to it. And to not have competed at the bowl, it's kind of crazy, but I'm stoked.
Well, you're still alive. You might get there yet, mate. But, you know, that was a really tricky heat. Rio's so dangerous. He has a lot of the strengths that you share as well, like super fast, fantastic rail game, can go to the air. What was your strategy going into that one?
Yeah, I mean, I've been competing with Rio since we were like 14, 13, so we know each other for a long time. It's kind of a normal heat in a way. You know, I'm used to seeing him in the jersey against me, so I feel like we're both very similar. We have a lot of potential and similarities in surfing with the speed and everything in air, so it could go either way, but I'm happy it went my way.
Yeah, it did go your way, mate. Really beautiful rail surfing throughout that one. Lots of power, lots of speed, as you say. In your quarterfinal matchup, it'll be really handy to have those skills because you're up against Gabriel Medina.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I've had a heat with Gabe before in Rio. I got one up on him, so I'm happy I have that stat, and now I can have more confidence against him in the quarters. It's one of the biggest names in our sport. For me, he's the second best surfer of all time, so it's going to be a tough one, but it's what we live for.
That's it, mate. Congratulations. We're looking forward to seeing that matchup.
Thank you, man. Let's go.
Not many people can say they've got one up on Gabby. Sammy Pupo can, and this is also just going to make us kind of unfold a whole new story here, Flick, where Gabby's going to want to get one back on Sammy here.
Oh, totally. I think what's really cool, you know, we just heard Sammy talk to it. He's looked up to Gabby his whole life and idolised him, and now he's going to finally have him, you know, for a second time in a heat. And, you know, we look at the Surfline forecast. He was speaking to it. It's funny, I haven't really had a proper heat on the bowl. And look, it is picking up. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we will see that go down on the bowl.
And Rich, of course, you know, you've been in situations where you come up against your heroes. Sammy, he's obviously just mentioned he's got one on Gabby, but you still just have those nerves. You know, he would have looked up to Gabby his whole life, and now he's got a chance to try and beat him for another time.
Really hard thing to do. You know, it's kind of master and apprentice sort of situation. And what Sammy needs to do, I think, is just really stay in the moment, stay with his own talent, stay with his own game, and not really worry about what Gabriel's doing. If he tries to shift his strategy in any way, I think he'll falter. But if he just keeps doing what he's doing, because he's surfing so damn well, I think if he picks the right waves and opens up and does what he's been doing, he's got every chance of pushing Gabriel to the edge.
Oh, let's get to that quarterfinal. I'm excited for that one. The women, however, they got us started today. We rounded out that second round. Let's take a look at our Boost Mobile heat of the day, and it was a big one against Isabella Nichols and Carissa Moore here, Rich.
Yeah, this was an incredible heat. Matched up really well on paper. Obviously, Carissa's got a couple of bells. And, well, Isabella, the defending champion. So, well, Bella just picked the best wave in this heat and she converted on it. Just beautiful surfing, just connecting with the lip and getting to the finish on that one and getting an excellent ride. But Mum Power, Carissa Moore, is looking just so good, and she surfed her waves really, really well. Putting an extra spice and sizzle on it, but in the end, I think it just came down to wave choice. There was a moment in this heat where Isabella kind of faltered on a ride where she needed a score. She didn't get it, and then she managed to get another ride, and then she did get the score, and then sort of closed it out on wrist. But it was a really entertaining heat from start to finish.
Yeah, it came down to, I think, like the last 5 minutes, there was a two-wave exchange between the women, and I think this is the moment from Carissa. She was almost chasing like almost excellence here to jump back up into the lead. It was a great moment between, I guess, yeah, and to see Carissa's return to the tour, and just to see that she kind of is continuing that same form. I'd say better. I think she looks better than when she left. And I mean, the healthy heat totals here between the women. Obviously, Bella getting the nod here, just with that excellent wave. But you got to give it to Bella because she was very composed. You know, you touched on it, Rich. There was that moment where she was chasing it like a low 4 or something and baubled, and then she was like, "Hang on a second, I just got to regain composure here, and I've got to just sit and wait for that better wave," and she did. So. Nice little moment of, adapting in the heat, and yeah, it's a massive win, to get one over Carissa Moore.
I'm not going to lie, that heat absolutely ruined my fantasy team. I'm actually think I'm all out there, but Bella, she's going to get a chance to defend her title here. She's coming up in quarterfinal number 4. It's a big one against Katie Simmers, but Rich, which kind of quarter can you not go past right now?
Geez, they're all really good. I in particular, Gabrielle O'Brien is on some sort of tear here and is the power element in that whole quarterfinal bracket. Luana Silva, it was here last year where I feel like she started to believe in herself and really get that confidence and the understanding that she belongs on this tour and she can win events. So quarter number 2 is going to be super entertaining. Alyssa Spencer's most improved in my mind. Got a hands full with Betty Lou, with a couple of wins last year. Alyssa's also the very last goofy footer in the quarterfinal bracket, Flick.
Oh, yeah. Thoughts and prayers. Let's go.
Come on, the goose. Liz, she's holding it down. She is looking so good. You just mentioned it. So much better than what we saw this next time round. Her mindset looks better. Her surfing looks better. Another goofy footer got knocked out of the draw today, but she's a contender for the Mophie power move. It was Erin Brooks this morning. She had a massive, excellent score. It was an 8.9 for this absolute hammer here, Rich.
Yeah, well, we're expecting big things from Erin Brooks, and she delivered, unfortunately, out of the event, but undeniable just the way she approached this wave, top to bottom surfing, full commitment, and just in full attack mode. And that's what we've come to expect from Erin Brooks. So she will go in as a contender for the Mophie power move. But yeah, shame to see her go out of the draw, but that's pro surfing. That's what happens.
It's high stakes. It really is. Looking forward, we've seen the quarterfinals so far. We've got really big matchups. What we need now is waves. Rich, I love talking to you about the forecast. This is the surf line. Break it down for me.
Well, we have really struggled to get through this one. I'm not going to lie. It's been a challenge for our contest directors and contest organisers. We've had to duck and weave for over a week now. And I don't know. I think things are looking fairly straightforward for the next 2 days. The swell is going to increase. We've got all this energy that's moving up under Australia. You can see the colours there. That's what we love. Get out the textures and bring on the colour, because that brings swell. So, we'll see what happens. Obviously, we're going to rock up in the morning and check it out. But the next 2 days, 4 to 5 foot faces, head high. And then on Saturday, it's going to tick up a little bit more again. And we've got offshore conditions, so we can we're in a good position now. Quarterfinals, men and women, so we can kind of pick the eyes out of it, and fingers crossed we're back at the bowl.
I'm not going to lie, there's a little girl inside of me screaming, saying, let's finish this one off at the bowl. You know, I want to see the bell rung there. This, however, is our Hydralyte heat to watch. Quarterfinal number 4 here, Flick, between Katie and Bella.
Yeah, this is cool. Obviously, 2 bells champs. They've both rung that bell. If you break this down, I think Katie Simmers, she's obviously got these unique lines, right? And maybe that's her point of difference, right? Isabella Nichols' more traditional approach to the bell. I think, look, really, if I just base it off today's performance, it's hard to say because I feel that Katie Simmers' heat was a bit wave-starred. Maybe they didn't get enough opportunity. She was surfing well on the wave she got. Isabella Nichols, on the other hand, obviously dropping, the excellent wave. She was matched up against Carissa. At the moment, I'd say there's a little bit of momentum with Isabella at the moment. Obviously, she is the defending champion, but that also can come with expectation because you're trying to fend everyone off as they're trying to, take the bell from you. So, yeah, it's a good matchup, though.
She knows what it's like to ring the bell. She wants to ring it again for another time. But, guys, it's time. It's time that we get into the Bioland Daily Dose. So many big moments to roll through, but we've narrowed it down to 5 here. Coming in at number 5, it's Katie Simmers. She moves through here, Rich.
Yeah, one of the favourites, former champion, and, well, basically a phenom at 20 years old. World champion, and she's rocked the surfing world the last couple of years. And with all that flair, those unique lines, as you said, Flick, and with surfing like that, she's going to really push Isabella Nichols in the matchup tomorrow.
Early in the men's round, we saw a big matchup between Barron and Geordie, but Barron getting the win here, Flick.
Yeah, this was cool. It was like the progressive approach of Barron that we see here, goes to the alley-oop and then pops it the other direction for the air reverse. So it was a progressive approach, taking on the traditionalist approach of Geordie. And yeah, I mean, this is a big name out of the draw. Geordie's rung that bell before. This is a big moment for Barron too, to advance further into the draw here at Bells.
Griff started off his year last year in not a way that we like, but this year he's into the quarterfinals. He's staying alive here, Rich.
Yeah, it was a really polished approach from Griffin. He pretty much stayed in control through the entirety of the heat with surfing like that. And you can see why he's been a permanent fixture in that final 5 series that we had over a number of years. And he's looking good.
And the Battle of the Titans. This is coming in at number 2 here, Flick.
I like your call, Jesse. This will be a WSL vault in years to come. This was epic to watch. I just loved, I don't even know what to make of that heat, the air that I saw from Italo. That thing was crazy. He had no business making that. But then for me, I mean, Gabe, he got it done. He only caught the couple of waves, but you got to give it to him for being composed and just sitting out there for so long. I mean, all the work was done in basically the start of this heat. They were pretty wave-starved in the end, but just composure, and it's going to feel good getting past Italo. I mean, that was just, yeah, on paper, the dream heat.
And of course, coming in at number 1, Leo, getting an 8-5 and taking down Philippe Toledo here, Rich.
It shouldn't be underestimated what Leo did today. Taking down one of the favourites here at Bells Beach. We've seen Felipe deliver superhuman type performances here on the bowl over the years, and Leo held his nerve, stuck to his gun, super confidence. He's another one again who has improved exponentially over the last couple of years, and I think it's a confidence thing for him. The performances have gotten better, but he seems more confident to stick with his decisions, and that that wave that he just locked down to beat Philippe was just full-blown commitment to his own rail game, and he nailed it. So that was a huge one. Yeah,
that one hurt the fantasy as well. That heat in particular, those two that I mentioned, they actually completely torched my fantasy league team, but that's all good. We've narrowed it down. We've got great looking quarterfinals. Rich, Flick, love ya. Let's do this again tomorrow.
Do it.
There's so many highlights to go through today. Come back tomorrow morning at 7:45 a.m. for the call and enjoy those incredible highlights.
kicking habits like a sin. I've been moving mountains just to feel alive again. I always win, it never ends. I take my shot, let it begin. They've been saying that I need a little thicker skin. I'm not looking back, I'm stronger than I've ever been. I just see it, I'm different. I don't take no shit. I'll work till it's said and done. I'll show you I'm that one. I'll take the hit, won't move an inch. Oh, I'll take the pain, won't even flinch. Thousands may turn and run. I'll stay on up the sun. Oh, 'cause I'm that one. I'll take the hit, won't move an inch. Oh, I'll take the pain, won't even flinch. I'm that one. I'll take the hit, won't move an inch. Oh, I'll take the pain, won't even flinch. Thousands may turn and run. I'll stay on up the sun. Oh, 'cause I'm that one.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.